Hi guys, thank you for joining me. My name is ShanaJRaymore, and today we are talking about this Wakania nail dip kits. Here are the actual dips. They change in the sunlight. And I was actually teaching my oldest daughter here, Leilani, how to do the dip kit with her nails. She just did 2 of the nails. Ooh, can't really see. Oh, there we go. It's pretty bright out here. We wanted to do it because so you guys can see the sun just like started blaring on us. But this is a green to blue changing in the sun. She just did the first 2, and we're going to show you how this kit is set up. It is a little different from what I'm used to using. So you have your powders. We were using this one right here. They're all color changing in this kit, which is really, really cool, very fun. So you don't have to really worry about too much nail polish or anything like that. She wanted to use this green to blue one. So it actually says GB221. So that's the number she's using. It has the glitter, as you guys can see. So 6 of them come full of glitter and the other 6 are just plain. The more sanitary way to use the dip. It doesn't have the little dipping basin for it. I plan on getting her one. Now what we've been doing is using a capful at a time, using a piece of paper, and she just dumps it over the nail and then dumps it back in the container until it's done and puts a little bit more as needed. So that's the cleanest way to do it. There are basins that have different little scoopers and things to be able to use it and be very, very sanitary with it. So it does come with these 4 nail polish containers. They aren't labeled. So you have one is the base coat, 2 is the activator, 3 is the top coat, and 4 is the brush saver. This is very important to keep, very important to make sure you use after the top coat, because even though I know better, I forgot and I messed up one of the brushes. It does come with a set of extra little brush tips so that when they do go back, because they will eventually just start to deteriorate for the top coat, you have extra brushes. But I left the other brush in here and it did soften it up a little bit. But just an FYI guys, very important step to not forget. Okay, so first step is to start with the base coat. I taught her the way that I do it when I layer my base coat on for the dip. I put the base coat just on the edge of the nail, and then I do the dip, and then I go down the nail from there with the layering. So first you put the base coat, then you do the actual dip powder, but we don't dip it into the tub because that's less sanitary. We dump it on there and still get the same effect. Make sure you're covering the whole part that you've dipped, and she's just tapping off the excess. Then she's going to brush off the excess right there for everything to make sure she has it primed for the next layer of base coat. Alright, so we do about 4 coats. She's working on the second coat. She goes down into the middle of the nail, and then she's going to do the same thing again by dipping it down or pouring the powder over the nail. It can get a little bit messy, but it's not so bad. This powder is really nice and fine, and the brush is really thick and fluffy, keeping all of everything nice and spaced out. Make sure you don't touch the base coat when it's still wet to the brush, because it will leave it sticky. So she's just pouring that powder back into the cup. Sometimes accidents happen. So the last coat of base coat.
And I taught her not to touch the cuticles, guys. You want to make sure you stay as far away from the cuticles as possible, because it is going to cause lifting later on. So you want to make sure you're not touching that cuticle area, and you're just kind of pushing the brush down. Make sure there's not too much liquid on the brush. And then she's going to pour the rest of the dip on there to finish it off, and then one more coat of dip and powder after that.
Last coat of base coat and then powder just to top it all off. This is not mandatory. I always tell people second step, after you've done all your layers of base coat and powder, now you're going to do the activator. So you just brush on the activator, and very important step, make sure that you wait 15 to 30 seconds after. That way that the activator can seal everything up, and then you can actually file it and smooth it down, and then you move on to the top coat and finishing off the nail. Now, step before we put a little top coat on and seal it down is to just file it kind of smoother, especially with the glitter ones. You do have to be careful because the little jagged edges of the glitter can stick up or be lumpy, so you just want to file that down. And then just for the most part, in general, you're going to want to file it a little bit just to clean it up. So this is her first official nail lesson with this dip kit. So it's really good for those of you that might not these are good for people that maybe don't want acrylics, or maybe aren't, you know, the best at acrylics. This is a good alternative to that. I love finding alternatives to things like that. Top coat. You do want to make sure that you keep the activator, the brush saver, the 4th bottle open while you are doing this. That way you can dip it in right away, because it will get chunky and hard. And so she put on the top coat. Her hands are full of glitter right now, but the top coat needs to dry down much like a glue or a top coat nail polish, but it will be sealed. Like I said, you want to avoid the cuticle, and it's got glitter everywhere on here, but once she washes her hands, it'll be good to go. So let's finish this hand. So guys, it's kind of hard to show you guys. Hopefully you guys can see how blue they get in the light. It literally turns blue or another color in the sunlight itself. So now they're like more dark blue than green. Really love this for, you know, anybody that loves color changing. She likes it like mermaids.
I love my nails, and I can't believe I did these all by myself. I usually do like nail polish, like put the fake nails on and then nail polish, but I got to do dip, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. Bye bye.